Good morning, gamers. Welcome into the Gamers Roast podcast. I'm your host, Joshua J. Alongside me, Wesley Lance.
Good morning.
And today is Thursday, November 18th. Happy birthday to me.
Oh, wait, really?
Yep.
Oh, wow. Happy birthday. Huh.
I'm 26, so I'm old. Say it. But
I was going to say you're not that old, but
going.
I constantly tell myself that I'm old and I'm 25, so
Exactly.
I guess I'm just a hypocrite. Everyone else is old except for, everyone else is young except for me. I'm old in my mind. That's the way it works.
I can't believe we're already super close to the Thanksgiving.
Oh, yeah. That'll be, what is it, next week?
Yeah, next week.
And then it's December, and then 2021 shall come to a close, and we will enter 2022.
And everything will get better.
Automatically.
January 1st.
That was
perfect.
My favorite thing last year, because everybody was like, oh, 2020 was such a horrible year. Can't wait for 2021 to hop around. As if like the earth passing some imaginary threshold will make all of the bad stuff go away.
It is interesting, though, how the human brain can pick out a certain point in time.
Yeah.
And that becomes like a reset where we convince ourselves that because this time has happened, then we will go ahead and reset. You know what I mean? Time is an interesting thing.
Because there's actually been studies done. So you know how when you walk into a room and you like forget the reason you came in? It's apparently because our brains use doors as like reset points. So when you walk through a door, your brain is like, oh yeah, whatever we were doing before, we're going to put that in another folder because this room is new. And so we need more information.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well,
brains are weird. Humans are weird.
I'm not a doctor. I don't know much about brains. I have a small one.
Welcome to the Gamers Neurology Podcast.
But this is the Gamers Roast Podcast. This is where we go into everything we can about games and just what we like about them, different news stories, stuff like that. And before we get started on that, though, I always do a Thursday night football analogy. Now, so last week, I got to say this. The Dolphin Jetpack Army destroyed the Ravens. Like it was, I feel like whenever I predict something, it is completely the opposite.
It's Murphy's Law, you know, anything that can go wrong will go wrong.
Well, I was like, oh, the week 9 prediction is going, it's going to be a horrible game. It's barely going to go anywhere. Both teams suck. It was 45-30.
Yikes.
It was a high scoring,
So really what you have to do is start saying the rest of the season is going to be super boring and not worth watching, and we're going to have the best season of the NFL in history.
Pretty much. I control the destiny. Let's go.
A reverse destiny.
So, check this out. This coming week, or tonight, is the Patriots and Falcons.
Okay.
I'm going to say the Patriots win because I want the Falcons to. I don't know if that will now actually reverse it and the Patriots will.
I'm actually very interested in this.
Either way, I'm going to say the Patriots will win, and they're going to win by a touchdown, right? So now that means that if the Falcons win, I will be happy because that's what I want. But if the Patriots win, I'll be happy because I was right.
I think there's a dual thing to this because you want the Falcons to win, so you're predicting the Patriots, but also the Patriots are now going without Tom Brady, and I feel like they rode on his coattails, so who knows how they've actually been doing.
They're 6-4 right now.
Oh, never mind.
So
never mind.
Bill Belichick has something to do with it, but we'll see. I mean, they'll tie. They're going to tie.
They're going to tie.
They're going to freaking tie this game because I want the Falcons to win, but I said the Patriots, so now they're going to tie.
So no one's going to win.
The world will be like, told you.
Loser.
I control everything.
Oh my.
Anyway, that's my prediction. I think the Patriots will take it by 7, and fingers crossed the Falcons win. So we'll find out. Although they did not do good on Sunday. So,
lol.
Now, before we keep going into, actually, no, let's do the coffee first, and then I'll go into the other.
Okay. We got Starbucks.
So my wife actually picked this one out. It's the limited edition Starbucks Fall Blend. Like many colors of fall, this full-bodied blend brings warmth to the season by melding some of the finest coffees from all 3 coffee growing regions. The beans from Sumatra lend the autumn touch of fresh spice notes. Coffees from Africa add bright notes of citrus. And Latin America beans offer balance with a delicate hint of toasted nuts, a hearty cup for the crisp days to come. So we got that. I'm actually kind of excited for it. It's limited edition. I don't know what that even means anymore when it comes to things like this.
Like how the McRib is back for a limited time.
Like, okay.
Even though it's not that good, but people go nuts over it. That and the Shamrock Shake.
Right.
I got a St. Patrick's Day versus November, but I got a Shamrock Shake this year for the first time in my life. It was gross, guys. It tasted like Play-Doh. Like, why are people going nuts over this? Sorry, we're not even at the roast of the week.
Don't know.
I don't normally care for Starbucks coffee, if I'm perfectly honest. It always tastes a little burnt to me, but I don't know. I'm willing to give this a shot. So,
well, fingers crossed.
Here we go. Ooh. So it still has the bite that Starbucks has.
Right.
Like Starbucks coffee, for whatever reason, tastes unnecessarily bitter to me. And it still has that. It's really smooth, though.
It is. I enjoy it. Like,
I would drink that. Absolutely. Ooh, yeah, it's very bitter, though. I don't know what it is about Starbucks coffee that makes it taste so sharp.
I made it to their recommendation, so they might just have it just be a little strong. But I mean, it does taste. I would drink that if I was cold. I would drink it.
Yeah,
like 100%. I mean, I'd drink it no matter what. I am cold. I got a hat on. It's cold outside today.
No, that's really good. I would go. I go 6.5. It's a solid fall cup of coffee.
I'd say 6.5. I'd agree.
I wouldn't say that it's like exceptionally good, but like it's good. It's good coffee.
It's better than like.
Better than a lot of
Folgers, McDonald's coffee, Dunkin' Donuts even. Like, it's better than a lot of those black coffees.
I've actually never had McDonald's or Dunkin' black coffee. I've just had their
Really? Well,
like
I guess
drinks.
We'll have to try that sometime.
To get ourselves some Mickey D's. McCafe.
All right. Well, you got the roast of the week.
I do. Yes. So, it was a couple weeks ago. I think we mentioned the GTA Trilogy coming out on Switch, and it currently has a 0.5 on Metacritic out of 10, which is the worst ever Switch user review score. So I read a whole, somebody in the Geek Center Grace chat shared a review of this, and apparently it looks like the graphics look worse than any other port. It's glitchy as all get out. Like, it just doesn't work. And apparently a lot of people agree because this is NintendoLife.com. Says, as you've probably heard by now, or perhaps even experienced yourself, Grand Theft Auto The Trilogy, the definitive edition, really isn't great. With constant frame rate problems, lots of bugs and glitches, a low resolution and blurry visuals, and some truly awful pop-in that ruins gameplay, the Switch edition is a poor port that really doesn't deserve that definitive edition name. I'm just mind-boggled that Rockstar could have done this better. Well, did Rockstar do the port, actually? Or, no, ported by Grove Street Games. Okay, so
they suck.
Grove Street did such a poor job on this. And it feels like every time I see something new about the GTA Trilogy on Switch, there's something else. But GTA has had a weird history when it comes to ports. So the originals got ported over to mobile, and then they released like a PS4 port that was a port of the mobile port. So so they took instead of a lot of ports. Yeah, instead of porting the original PS2 version to the PS4, they took the mobile version and like converted it back to console. And Scott the Woz did a video on it.
Why?
And was just talking about how the controls just feel off. Like you can tell that it was designed to work with mobile, but now you're using a controller. So
interesting.
GTA has never had a great history when it comes to ports, but this has got to be a new low. Let's see. Yeah. So
I mean,
it's close. It's close.
Low.
So there are some Switch games that have a 0.4 and a 0.3. It says, we decided to have a quick look at the Switch games with the lowest Metacritic user reviews of all time, finding that fans have only given 6 games out of 2,158 a lower rating than GTA Trilogy. It's worth noting, though, that 5 of those 6 games have only received 5 or so user reviews in total from disgruntled players, leaving FIFA 21 as the only high-profile game in the list. So, yeah, maybe, I mean, we live in a society. We live in an era where you can update games and you can fix things. So hopefully they will update those textures in that pop-in. But so far,
so what did we learn? Soccer sucks, and GTA.
And Nintendo was never meant to have GTA on its console, clearly. Because this is pathetic. This is pathetic. Like
that's why we review. That's wow.
No, those are user reviews, so those aren't critic reviews. But
still, I mean, those are the people buying the game.
And you also know that this game sold super well because everybody was super excited to have the original trilogy.
Right.
I even considered picking it up just because I've never played a GTA game, but I didn't because I don't feel like I'd like GTA.
It depends. You can definitely do a lot of things in GTA that, like, you can play golf. Like, you can get on a role-playing server, and if you run a red light, you get thrown in jail, and your character has to stay there for X amount of time. Like,
wow.
You can do a bunch of things. That's why I think a lot of people like it. Is the campaign's okay, but like a lot of people like it for the replayability of just.
But this isn't Grand Theft Auto Online. This is just the original 3 games.
Oh, just the campaigns and all that stuff?
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be...
I mean, it's still free roam. You can still do a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, it's 3, San Andreas, and Vice City.
Huh.
Updated for a new generation.
0.5.
0.5. Ha-ha! Oh my. Anyway, so, come on, guys. You couldn't have done better than that.
That's a good roast. I like that one. I like that one.
Okay. So, moving on to something maybe a little bit more positive.
So... maybe positive, maybe a heartbreaker. Little bit of timey-wimey stuff. You're listening to this on November 18th, my birthday. Woohoo. But we record this early. That's just what we do. It's a lot easier. We can't really do it live right now.
That's what people do.
Long story short, this is being recorded on Monday at like 10 o'clock. So there's some news, and we don't usually go over a bunch of rumors. But with it being Xbox's birthday, happy birthday, Xbox.
Green! Everything is green. Except for the thing above the TV. That's still blue.
Well, we had to have a little bit of us, you know? With it being with the 20th anniversary of Xbox and Master Chief, they are rumored to be releasing the multiplayer shadow dropping today.
Ooh.
They have, so I'm taking this from... Forbes.com. It's from Paul Tassi. It says, well, here we are. It's Monday, November 15th, the 20th anniversary of both the launch of Xbox and Halo Combat Evolved, and Microsoft has a special celebration showcase later today at 10 a.m. Pacific time and 1 p.m. Eastern time. All weekend, we have been tracking rumors and data mines and subtle nods about the game, about the same thing. The idea that Microsoft is going to spring the launch of Halo Infinite's free multiplayer component on everyone as an anniversary surprise. Now that the day is here, where we have landed in terms of whether this is actually happening or not, and he goes on to explain why he thinks it could or could not happen. All that being said, we don't know yet. You guys know. You're in the future.
Well, no, technically, if they're listening to it as it launches, they don't because it doesn't happen till 10.
Right, but today. So this releases on Thursday. This is today. Like our today.
Oh, our today
Monday.
is your past.
So
gotcha. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
Time whammies. So yeah, I mean, we'll find out, but we're recording before they do the celebration, so I'm not sure. I want to believe that they will. I don't. If they do, it'll be a boss move because they will crash their servers with everyone trying to download it. If they don't, everyone's kind of be a little let down, but it's going to not be a surprise that they didn't.
Given the way that gaming, now granted, I'm a Nintendo fan, so, you know, disappointing gaming announcements is just kind of like par for the course.
Right.
So I have very little hope that it will actually be what you want, but who knows? There can be miracles. If I started that way too low. If you believe.
But hey, if it happens, then I'll see y'all on the battlefield. I mean, that'll be awesome.
Woot!
If not, we still have to wait till December 8th. So,
I'm sad.
You're sad, boy.
Back, stuck in the wrong generation.
Sticking with Halo, I want to go over to an article because IGN got to review the campaign. So Halo Infinite's campaign on-hands preview by Miranda Sanchez. And we'll link the article, check it out. It says, the biggest surprise I had coming out of my few hours of Halo Infinite campaign hands-on wasn't the delightful exploration, nor the incredibly fun gameplay paired with Infinite's new equipment. Instead, it came down to the characters. Halo Infinite sees the legendary Master Chief once again tasked with saving the universe from yet another threat. And after 5 major campaigns, the Chief seems tired. Sad even. He's a man of few words, but his movements and cutscenes and response to those who need him are heavier than I've ever seen. This is Chief without Cortana. His subtle yet distinct change is far from a bad thing, though. If anything, Master Chief's forlorn demeanor that he sets aside to get the job done is a great indication to me that Halo Infinite's story is intended to be a more impactful adventure.
This makes me sad. I want to play this game.
She goes on to say another important through line is the conflict with Cortana. Her rampancy led her to become yet another villain for Chief to face. But what actually happened to her after Halo 5 and whether or not she's been truly destroyed is a major mystery. This crucial conflict seemingly takes a backseat to the larger fight with the Banished, though it is intertwined somehow. All we know is that at Zeta Halo, something happened and Master Chief got blown into space, and he won't divulge a clear explanation as to what happened with Cortana. It could be he doesn't know or doesn't remember, but this is a curious narrative gamble. So when I read this, it gets me excited because Halo's 20 years old. Yeah. So you can imagine Master Chief has gone through 20 years of hell, I would say on Earth, but on everywhere else.
Hell in space is doomed, Josh. That's the wrong franchise.
But what I mean is, like, he's been fighting for 20 years. He would be tired. And his companion that's been with him for this whole time, he had to fight her, and now she could potentially be destroyed.
I don't mean to be this person, but I'm totally going to be this person. Don't the games, like, take place back to back? Like, not in real time? I've never actually played a Halo campaign.
I'm not 100% sure. I mean, the timeline, I'm not into that whole thing. But what I mean is, like, from a story perspective of how they would present this, because it has been
a long time.
Yes, it's been a long time. And I mean, he's been a Spartan before even we started playing with him. That wasn't the start of his journey. But I started thinking about how 343 could really pull away from what Bungie created and take Halo to a new era.
Mm-hmm.
Don't hate on me for what I'm about to say.
Oh, no.
But this game, if they take this campaign to where towards the end, he finds Cortana and he's fighting her and trying to either like destroy her or save her, whatever. But at the very end, she becomes good again and Master Chief is dying. And it ends with the screen, like you're looking through the helmet and you're kind of like fading out and you just hear Cortana in your helmet, you know, after you've saved her or whatever. And she's just like, it's okay, Chief. You can rest now. And then the light fades and then the credits start to roll.
Oh my.
I think that would be the best ending to Master Chief. He saves Cortana. He saves Zeta Halo. Whatever this one is set on. I haven't really followed through Halo 5, but it ends with him not giving up, but just
resting,
being done.
Yeah.
He's fought his fight. He saved Cortana. He's done the thing he wanted to do. And now the one companion that he loves so much is telling him it's okay to rest. It's okay to be done. It's okay to lay it down. And the next Halo game is a new generation of a Spartan. Someone else that rises up to take on the mantle that Chief has set, to take on his legacy. And they can then, from those games on, have hints and Easter eggs and everything like that to who Chief was and his legacy and everything that he's gone through. But his story is done. It's laid to rest. I think that we can't beat this over and over and over and over again. I think that with the 20th anniversary and the 20th anniversary of Halo, saving Cortana and then being done, everything good has to come to an end before it gets blown out of proportion and we're all just like, okay, it's just another Master Chief game.
Yeah.
I think because then, I mean, 343 could take it into such a new generation, you could create your Spartan however you want. You know what I mean?
So now it's basically becoming Mass Effect.
Well, similar, yeah, but you create your ideal Spartan and you can then live up to the legacy, or try to live up to the legacy and fill the shoes of a great hero once, it was there.
I think that sounds like a really cool idea. Like, because you're right, it has been 20 years, and if you keep trying to fit the same character into a story, it's gonna get stale. I think it's part of the reason. It's kind of weird. You quoted Doctor Who earlier, and I think it's part of the reason that the regeneration aspect. No, I think the regeneration aspect is why Doctor Who has been running for so long and still, well, relatively successful. I mean, depending on how you feel about Jodie Whittaker. I haven't seen the season, so don't at me. But like, I think part of the reason that Doctor Who is able to keep itself fresh is because every Doctor has a distinct personality. Because of the actor is completely different. So like, you never really know what character the new Doctor is going to have, and so you're able to kind of work that. Now they do have a canon to work with, but like, because you're able to basically work with a new character every couple seasons, it keeps it fresh. You're able to to inject new story ideas and how the Doctor would react into that. And so I think if you were able to have a new generation of Spartans, and even if you wanted, you could have every game be about a different Spartan, and it's almost like the Dark Pictures anthology. Like, it's just like separate stories of different Spartans in different scenarios.
Right.
And it would take away the connection you build up with Chief, but also
you could intertwine it though.
Either that, but you're also not going to be able to replicate the connection that the Halo fan base has with Chief. And so trying to do that with a new character is just going to come across as false. So as if you move to something different and make it more of an anthology, I think I would be okay with that, because I wouldn't want them to try to pretend like everything is the same.
Right.
Because it's not. And well, again, we're speculating. They might just continue to ring Master Chief out for as much as they can.
100%. But I think, because you could intertwine it. You could go to where your character has flashbacks, and the reason he tried to become a Spartan and to be that is because he was saved by Chief. So you could still have Master Chief in the game, not playable, but as memories and as time's gone past.
Yeah.
And the very next game, very simple. It's right there on the table, trying to find Master Chief and getting Cortana. Because Cortana's a chip. She can survive.
Yeah.
She can be there forever. So you could potentially, go, and the next campaign is trying to find, Master Chief. And maybe you do. Maybe you find the body of Master Chief, the helmet. Mm-hmm. You see his helmet. You're able to take out the chip, you pop it in, and it's Cortana. And it's been a long time since, like say it's been like 10 years, 15 years, whatever, since Chief died or something. I don't know how the timeline would work. But essentially, you restore her, and you continue on the legacy of Master Chief.
Yeah.
To me, it's all right there. You can still have Cortana, who is an iconic piece of the series. Master Chief, you could have him as part of the, the series, just in memories and things like flashbacks. That. And yet it's something that you could then, it opens up to do whatever you want, go wherever you want across the vast universe that is Halo. Mm-hmm.
Well, given the title is Halo Infinite, it almost sounds like they're kind of opening that up. Like, if this is the end of like the Chief saga, then at this point it is infinite. You can open it up to whatever.
Right.
And again, this is all speculation. So who knows if any of this is actually going to happen. But I think I'm with you. I think that would be, because it's been, six games? This is like the sixth major campaign?
Well, they had Halo, Halo 2, Halo 3. They had Halo Reach, Halo 4, Halo 5, Halo Infinite.
Yeah. And then Halo Wars in there somewhere.
And ODST, but,
Well, yeah.
But this is the sixth major Chief-focused campaign.
So that's a lot. That's a lot of games. And not that they couldn't do any more, but even as a writer, if I were writing for the Halo series, I'd be like, all right, I kind of want to try something different.
Right.
Who knows?
Chief can save the world thousands of times. He's amazing. You can make him into whatever you want. He's a video game character. But I think the ending his legacy here, I don't know. I think it would make me... I would shed a tear at the end of this game. When the credits roll, I would be sad. I would be in a good way, like an era gone by. But I would rather that than 5 games down the line for him to then be done and be like, finally, like, thank you, just die already. Like, you know what I mean? I don't want that.
That's
I want
not the feeling you want when something good ends.
Right. I want it to end before I'm ready for him to go.
It's the old adage of leave them wanting more. Like, you don't ever want something to overstay its welcome.
Right.
Like when you like a really good movie, at the end of a really good movie, you're like, wait, it's over? Like, I wanted to see more. You never want to get to the end of a movie and be like, finally, oh my word,
right,
ready to go home.
It would just make those memories so much more impactful. You know, when you see, you know, Chief run and save you out of a fire or from a burning ship or whatever, you're like, oh my gosh, this is my attachment. This is how I became who I am. It's because Master Chief had interaction with me. Yeah. Like, it just, it keeps that relationship going in a whole new way. Mm-hmm. And I think personally in a better light in the way that it could go. I just think it would be a lot better and more emotional of an impact than for him to find Cortana and have to kill her, or he saves Cortana and it's like, yay, back to same old. Yeah. Or, you know, or I mean, yes, killing Cortana, having to have him destroy her or whatever, if she is in this game, like that would be a sad thing, you know, watching him have to destroy his companion. But it wouldn't be as impactful as her getting redeemed and becoming good again, and then helping him destroy, what's the Banished, destroy the Banished, and then, you know, Chief ends up dying in the end.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, who knows?
That's my thing. I think it would be very heartfelt and very just impactful of a story. Leave your comment. Leave your ideas in the comments below. I mean, that's whatever you guys think too. I'm open to everything. Like I said, it's all speculation. They've already created the game, so they can't take my idea and be like, oh, we'll do it now. It's already done. So, but that's what I want it to be, and that's what I'm hoping it is. So, but yeah, we'll find out. Keeping up with Xbox, since it is I didn't tell you about this yet.
What?
So, in light of it being the 10th anniversary, Xbox decided to team up with another company. They are selling a $10,000 Xbox Series X bundle from Gucci.
As if it wasn't hard enough to get a new generation console.
So it's from Kotaku.com, and it says, since the Xbox Series X launched a year and 2 days ago, it's been impossible to get your hands on one. Oh gosh, everything just cut out. There it goes.
Story. Sorry, you did the
a situation that's not likely to abate anytime soon, thanks to ongoing confluence of factors. Anyway, for some well-heeled gamers, however, there's soon to be another avenue. Italian luxury fashion house Gucci will soon sell a small crop of customized Xbox Series X consoles for $10,000.
I don't want to live on this planet anymore.
So it comes with a customized Series X, 2 controllers that have the Gucci stripes on it.
What does it mean by customized?
So like they just did their own, and I'll link this in the description below, but they did their own design on the Xbox. Comes with the 2 controllers with the like Gucci stripes on it. And then it also comes in a very nice customized Gucci bag, which looks more like a briefcase.
My Valentino white bag?
They only made 100 consoles though.
Yeah, they did, because otherwise it would be stupid to sell them for $10,000. Like, okay.
That's $1 million
I know.
right there.
Sorry,
like,
this is so. I get it. Luxury brands are a thing, but you are only paying for it because it's a Gucci. Like, I could make 100 of something and sell it for $10,000. Nobody would buy it because, you know, my name means nothing. You're buying it for the Gucci name, and it feels weird to me that a brand name has more value than the thing that it is on. Like, you're like, the design is not that, like, the design's sort of cool, but like, I have an Animal Crossing Switch that has a special design on it, and that was still only $300. Like, you're not paying for the design, you're not paying for the stripes, you're paying for the Gucci name. And it's so, I don't understand economics. I don't understand the way brand names are valued. Because you're only paying because it's got the Gucci name on it. That's the only reason.
And the stripes in that bag, though, bro.
My Valentino white bag. I can't do it. Sorry, can't do it. Yeah, but okay, is the bag $10,000? No, it's not that. Like, I'm sure it's good quality. Is it $10,000 quality? Probably not. It's the same reason that diamonds are so expensive. Artificial scarcity.
Yeah.
With like that somewhere back in history, they decided that we're going to make like diamonds are made out of carbon, which is like next to hydrogen, the most plentiful element in the universe. But we've decided that we're going to make them super, super expensive because we're going to say that they're rare, even though they're not.
Right. And I mean, obviously this isn't for us.
Clearly.
But I mean, think of people that are out there that love games, that love Gucci, and that have the money. They can now buy. I mean, it's not for us. It's one of those things, but obviously we're poor boys and we don't get this stuff. But
I guess if you have $10,000 to waste, but
I mean, why not? If you got to spend it and it's something you really want.
I just feel that feels like such an unhealthy view of money. That just like, well, I've got $10,000. I might as well spend it on a game console I can get for literally like a 25th of the price. But
you could get a car, a nice car.
You could get, well, I mean, it'd be like a down payment on a nice car.
I mean, you can find a really nice used car though for 10 grand.
Yes, for 10 grand, yeah.
I mean,
I don't know. It's easy for me to critique because I'm not that rich. And maybe
take out a loan.
Maybe take out a loan for an Xbox. That's a great idea. It's easy for me to critique as someone who doesn't have that amount of money. Like maybe my opinion would be different if I had that much money, but I just feel like that's such an unhealthy view of money as a commodity. I don't like luxury brands. I don't understand it because half the time the quality is not worth the increase in price. It's the same reason. It's the same feeling I have about Apple products. Like they're good. I like Apple products.
Right.
I think that they're good products, but like spending almost $1,500 on an iPhone is just ridiculous. It's not that. Yeah. It's not worth that.
Well, it's one of those things where like everything within relation. So like if someone makes, if I added a 0 onto my income, right? This would then, in respect to everything, it would be down to like $1,000 essentially. Relative to what my 10,000 is someone else's 1,000, someone else's 100. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So depending on how much people actually make, I mean, to them, this is nothing. They could spend this without even thinking about it because they make $10,000 a day. So that's who it's for. It's for people that are very well off. That
I think what actually frustrates me, what the thing about this that frustrates me is that it creates one more reason for people to feel like they're better than other people because they can afford this and they're part of some elite club who can afford to waste $10,000 on a Gucci Xbox. And we all have those things. Like, I'm not saying that I don't have, like, I have ways of living that make me feel like I'm better than other people. Like, it's just a thing that humans do. We look for ways in which we are better than other people. And so maybe I'm just more upset because this is something that I can't use. I don't know. But
you're like, I can't even get a regular Xbox.
Exactly.
And
I can't even afford a regular one, and you're going to go waste $10,000 on one? This just makes me feel inferior. I don't know. We live in a weird time with money, especially now with the economy being so weirdly unpredictable, and like there's so many factors that go into the economy too. It's actually really fascinating if you don't find it absolutely overwhelming, which I do.
Well, I mean, so that's for them, but there is something for us. There is a collab for us. Xbox and Adidas team up to celebrate 20 years. Today,
Adidas.
Xbox announced that a global partnership with Adidas to celebrate our shared heritage of play and unveil our first console-inspired sneaker collaboration in honor of the 20th anniversary of Xbox. The collab features an exclusive new Adidas Originals by Xbox sneakers.
Do these sneakers crash when you run too fast?
Oh gosh.
You go above 8 miles an hour and the sneakers just fly off.
Red ring of death. You get the collab features an exclusive new Adidas Originals by Xbox sneaker, the Xbox 20th Forum Tech, with translucent green details inspired by the special edition release on the original Xbox console for the launch of Halo Combat Evolved in 2001.
Those things look sweet, actually.
I know. I actually really like them. It says, marking the first ever generation of gaming at Microsoft. The Adidas Forum Tech design balances nostalgia while embracing the modern technology and is symbolic of how we look at our own Xbox history, celebrating the last 20 years and looking ahead to the limitless future of games. So to me, they look like a skateboard sneaker. You know what I mean? Like your traditional.
They're also $160.
But still, I mean,
that's a little bit more affordable.
That's something that this is just the beginning of our partnership with Adidas, they say. And over the next few months, we'll continue to mark our 20th anniversary by launching additional sneakers inspired by the past and present Xbox console generation, including the first ever sneaker available for purchase by our fans later this year. Follow @Xbox on Twitter to stay tuned for the latest drops and ways to win your very own pair of limited edition sneakers.
Okay, so the way that they're talking, it actually sounds like they might make a 360 inspired shoe, which if they don't do something with the Red Ring of Death, I'm going to be severely disappointed.
Dude, that'd be so cool.
That'd be so funny.
So this is really cool. I like that they're doing all these different things. Mm-hmm. They're getting out into the market. They're doing all this stuff. Speaking @Xbox on Twitter, they went down last week, like just disappeared. You typed in @Xbox on Twitter, and it came up with sorry, the page you're looking for cannot be found. It was just down for a little bit. It's back.
I didn't know that Twitter pages could do that.
But it was like I don't know if they delete it. I didn't look into it a whole bunch, but I just knew that
is like, we're taking a hiatus from social media for our mental health. Y'all are terrible. Please leave us alone.
But I think that's really cool. I'd be down to get these type of shoes, man. I mean, it'd be pretty sweet.
There's going to be people. These people are going to be scalping these ones too, right?
Oh, for sure.
Absolutely,
for sure. Keeping up with the Xbox thing, real quick. One more thing on Xbox. They have been killing it this year with games. So, in the top 10 games of the year, there's a bunch of released games. But Psychonauts 2 is in the top 10.
Oh, yeah. I actually just bought Psychonauts 1, and I've been meaning to play it, but I've been trying to get through Final Fantasy VII Remake first. But
this is by Metacritic. But you got like some of the games that were re-released and stuff like that. But you have Forza Horizon 5 as technically 6 with a 92. And then you got Psychonauts 2 as 7. For a 91 overall on Metacritic. So they have 2 exclusive games in the top 10. However, you got Disco Asylum's 1, The House of
Fata Morgana.
Yeah, is 2, Tetris Effect Connected, Hades.
Heard a lot of good things about Hades.
But Hades is like for both PlayStation 5 and Xbox. Tetris Effect, that was just coming to the Switch. So, I mean, you're talking in the top 5, 2 Xbox games, and I'm not sure if Psychonauts 2 is
Psychonauts 2 is not Xbox exclusive.
It's not?
It's definitely available on PlayStation 5.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure. Well, hold it.
I'm going
to say that, and I'm going to be wrong.
I might have been thinking of Microsoft Simulator, because Microsoft Simulator is in there.
Psychonauts 2 PS5. It's definitely available on PS5.
Well, on the Xbox, it got rated at 91 as opposed to on the PlayStation.
Also available on PS4.
But Microsoft Simulator is in the top 10 at a 90. So they have been hitting with their games, and I'm impressed. One of the big things was Xbox doesn't have games. Well, now they have games. And Forza Horizon 5 was day and date on Game Pass and on the cloud. So if you just had Game Pass, you could play it on your phone via the cloud.
That's so weird. I keep forgetting that that's a thing that you can do.
And it looks amazing. I downloaded it. It looks amazing. It looks so incredible. And it's also on Xbox One. So it's cross-gen.
Right, because of the cloud.
And it's one of the best looking games I've ever seen. And it's cross-gen. So imagine when they're solely on the Xbox Series X. Like when they make it solely for that, it can use all that power. The same gen, what's it called? Where they create it. Like you have the engine, the same engine that is creating Forza is supposed to be creating the new Fable. So I'm super pumped. Xbox is killing it with games, especially Game Pass. Game Pass is surprising how good it is.
I remember when we talked about the cloud gaming, I was like, well, I wonder what the point of that is. And I'm seeing the point now. It's making these games more accessible to people, even of like the past generation.
Right.
Like if you have a one, you can play Xbox Series X games via the cloud that your hardware technically can't handle. Like, it's really cool.
As long as you have 5G internet, like good enough internet, whatever, it runs seamless.
5G?
Like
I don't want them G's in my house.
Only 4Gs.
That is 1
too many.
G too many.
But I have like really good internet. So for me, I could play this on my phone while laying in bed and it runs perfectly fine and looks good. Like it won't be in 4K and all that stuff, but it looks good. So I'm just impressed. They've blown me away at how amazing that they've done with the cloud and with, Game Pass and just the games that they're putting out. In my opinion, they've beat PlayStation for 2021.
Yeah, I mean, they made my decision. Whenever I've got a little bit of disposable income, I'm going Xbox. I haven't decided Series S or X quite yet, but I'm going Xbox.
Well, and from everything I've seen, the Series S, it's just as good in terms of
performance. You just can't get 4K.
It's not 4K, so it doesn't look as good. But if you don't have a 4K TV, it doesn't matter. If you don't care about 4K, it doesn't matter. Like those things, they're relative to what you think.
Right. Exactly.
You know what I mean? And yes, the storage is an issue, but that'll get better later on.
Now I'm upset again. Charging $500 for your stupid storage cards, Microsoft.
Oh, yeah, that's one thing that doesn't sit great.
That does sting a little bit.
That's pretty much every major corporation. So
not all of them. Sony's allowing you to use proprietary drives. Just saying.
Series S is... Anyway, they have their pros and cons. But I'm very impressed with what they've been able to accomplish. So I think it's really, really good.
Yeah, it's really cool.
So
that went a little longer than I think either of us were expecting.
It definitely did. We were supposed to get to 2 reviews today. Battlefield 2042 and as well as we didn't get to play this game, but just looking at it, the Elden Ring.
Yeah, which looks phenomenal. It really does.
Long story short, and we'll go into detail next time we do a podcast, which I wasn't going to say it, but I'll say it anyway. Next week, we're not going to have one. I am going to put out a little 5-minute video just saying, hey, just so you know, not going to have an episode. It's Thanksgiving, really busy time with the holidays, and so we just thought that it'd be best to not put out a subpar episode and rather just kind of skip a week, let everyone enjoy their families. We're going to be enjoying time with ours. So yeah, just putting that out there real quick. But long story short about the reviews, I loved Battlefield 2042. I've heard some people didn't care for it too much.
Yeah.
I loved it. I love Portal. I loved the Hazard Zone. I loved everything. Personally, I love Battlefield. It's amazing. As far as Elden Ring, it looks beautiful.
It kind of, it's from Software. That's weird. From Software. So obviously the Dark Souls inspiration is clear, but it really just looks like Dark Souls meets Breath of the Wild, like an open world Dark Souls game. I've never touched Dark Souls. I don't plan on it because, I don't like frustrating difficulties. So it's not really my thing, but it looks gorgeous. It looks absolutely stunning.
Elden Ring looks different in terms of you can choose what you go after. You can just have fun exploring the world and taking on the little guys, and then you can fight the bad guys, big bad ones if you want.
The one thing that made me laugh was the guy, I think is Alexander the Iron Fist. He's stuck in the ground. He's like a big pot, and you have to hit him with your club to knock him out, and you're just like swinging the club, and he goes flying. The voice acting was also very good. Like it looks incredible.
Yeah, I'm excited. I want to get it. I want to play it. I want to have some fun with it, but we'll see. Like I said, that's the short version. We'll go into detail more next time on those. Also, real quick, so we do a Twitch. We have a Twitch, and I forgot to say it on podcast last time. But Aaron did do streaming on Saturday, and it went really good. He wanted me to brag about it that he got 44 kills and only 19 deaths in a match. Like he was always getting positive on his kill to death ratio. So I don't think I've ever gotten a positive KD. He was playing Call of Duty Vanguard. So yeah, I know, but
given the way we've talked about Call of Duty on the podcast so far,
I tried to hop back into Warzone last night. I quit after 3 games.
Oof.
Because I got overly angry and frustrated, and I'm going to stop there before I say things I regret.
All this is making me want to play Apex or Overwatch again. Maybe I'll try that tonight if I get a chance.
What we've talked about Halo is making me really wanting to hop in.
I know, but I can't play Halo. So I have to play Apex. Not that Apex is a bad game, but I can't play Halo. As I have reiterated over and over and over again.
I know you pre-ordered the Gucci one.
Yes.
Don't lie.
Yes. I spent half of my life savings, or not half of. That's more than half. That is way more than half.
Oh man.
Oh.
Hey, if the stock market goes up, maybe I'll be able to get one. I'm just kidding. I wouldn't spend it on that. Like, oh look, I got all this money. I'm gonna go buy it. My wife would murder me.
Oh, she definitely
Like,
would.
she'd be
Rightfully
like,
so.
You're dead. Anyway,
Dead.
so that's
dead.
So that's Xbox 20th anniversary. Happy birthday.
Yeah, that was kind of an impromptu
So-
celebration on the GRP, but hey, the GURP.
20 years, man. It's man, I'm
Next year,
old.
Xbox will be old enough to drink.
Hey,
Guinness releases an Xbox. Actually,
Ba-ba-da-ba.
that would be a perfect opportunity for like Guinness or someone to release a special like green beer or something.
Or release the Series X limited edition. It looks like a draft beer.
It's
Like
actually
just
actually a mini fridge.
Yeah.
It's actually a mini fridge. No, wait,
They have that.
Yeah,
They
I
do
forgot
that.
they made that.
So anyway, happy birthday Xbox. Happy birthday to me. And yeah, we hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy lots of coffee, lots of games. Enjoy the holidays, and we'll see you guys after Thanksgiving. Have a good one.
bye.